What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA
Monday, May 23rd.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, NBA playoffs. Let's take a look at this NBA showdown between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. So who do we have here? We got the studs on the slate, Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler is questionable, battling a knee injury, but reports are that he says he wants to play. So if he does play, I'm a little bit concerned about how many minutes he's going to play. So I might come off of Jimmy Butler here tonight, and instead, if I'm going to play a stud, coming off of a bad game last game, I'm expecting a big bounce back game. You have Jason Tatum. Now, he's dealing with a shoulder injury, but he's probable, and he should be playing. He's 11,000 DraftKings salary, average 47.3 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 36 minutes per game with a 32% usage rate. He's projected at 48.7 fantasy points here tonight. He scored 21, 43, and 56 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 40, 31, and 44 minutes. So I am expecting a big bounce back game from Jason Tatum here tonight. So I like Jason Tatum here versus the Miami Heat. Now, you could also play Jaylen Brown, who's been playing extremely well the last 3 games. He's 9,800 DraftKings salary. He averaged 39.4 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 34 minutes per game with a 31% usage rate. He scored 55, 40, and 46 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 41, 33, and 42 minutes. So he's projected at 42.2 fantasy points here tonight. So I could go with Jaylen Brown here versus the Heat. Now, Marcus Smart, he played 36 minutes last game, scored 30 fantasy points, coming off of that monster 65 fantasy point night where he played 40 minutes. So he's had back-to-back pretty good games. He underperformed yesterday or last game. He's 8,600 DraftKings salary. I'm not so sure how I feel about Marcus Smart. He's got that big upside, so you don't want to ignore him. But I do like some other plays on this slate just a little bit more. I think he's going to score somewhere around 35 fantasy points. That 65 fantasy point night was a rare case. Normally, he's between 30 to 35 fantasy points, and he's 8,600, so he's pretty expensive. But if he fits into your lineup, he's just fine.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Now, this next player, we called it yesterday. We knew this guy was going to break out, and I had him in as my captain, and that lineup crushed it. So take a look at Bam Adebayo. I still think he's way underpriced considering the injury to Jimmy Butler. He's only 7,600 DraftKings salary. He averaged 40.6 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 33 minutes per game with a 25% usage rate. He scored 64 fantasy points last game, played 41 minutes. He's projected at 40.5 fantasy points here tonight. So I would play Bam Adebayo even over Marcus Smart, and he's 1,000 cheaper. That's why I don't love Marcus Smart on this slate. And there's some other players I would play over Marcus Smart, like Al Horford, who's 7,400 DraftKings salary. But again, it just depends on how you build your lineup and how, that last spot. If it comes down to Marcus Smart, that's fine. Like if you don't have enough money to get to Jaylen Brown or any of these other guys, he may just fit in. So anyways, back to Bam Adebayo at 7,600 DraftKings salary. Considering the injury to Jimmy Butler, I think he is the absolute best play on the slate once again. He has 50-plus fantasy point upside, and it looks like he's going to return to his season average. Well, at least that's what we hope after that monster game last game. So I like Bam Adebayo here versus the Boston Celtics. Now for the Miami Heat, we also got Kyle Lowry back, who scored 29 fantasy points in 29 minutes last game. He's projected at 30.8 fantasy points here tonight. He averaged 33.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 34 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. So if he's going to play close to 30 minutes, I think he's a good play at 6,600 DraftKings salary. So I like Kyle Lowry here versus the Boston Celtics. Now, Tyler Hero, he's questionable. Only scored 15 fantasy points in 20 minutes last game. So I'm going to be a little cautious here. Probably not going to play Tyler Hero. Same with Robert Williams. He's also questionable. He didn't play last game. And that opened up some minutes for, well, of course, Al Horford. But more specifically, Grant Williams, who's only 5,200 DraftKings salary. He scored 21, 27, and 13 fantasy points in the last 3 games. But he's playing a ton of minutes. He played 39, 32, and 34 minutes in the last 3 games. So I think he could put up 25 plus fantasy points here tonight, especially if he's going to get close to 40 minutes. If Robert Williams is indeed out again, then Grant Williams will be a pretty good play at 5,200 DraftKings salary. Even if Robert Williams plays, Grant Williams still should play plenty of minutes. So I think he's a decent value play here tonight. His upside is limited, but he's playing so many minutes. I think he can hit value at his salary. So I like Grant Williams here versus the Miami Heat.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Now, Al Horford is another one of my favorite plays on the slate. He's 7,400 DraftKings salary, and he scored 50 fantasy points last game in 41 minutes. He's projected at 33.8 fantasy points here tonight, but I could see him scoring between 35 and 40 fantasy points. So I like Al Horford here versus the Miami Heat. And then if Jimmy Butler is out, even if he's not out, I think he does represent one of the better value plays on the slate if you want to save some salary. Take a look at Victor Oladipo from the Miami Heat. He averaged 22.9 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 22 minutes per game with a 25% usage rate. Now, he really has not hit his ceiling in quite a while. His performances have not been great. He only scored 15, 18, and 14 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 20, 26, and 15 minutes. He's projected at 20.6 fantasy points here tonight. He's only 4,400 DraftKings salary. So if Jimmy Butler is out, I think Victor Oladipo is a lock. But even if Jimmy Butler plays, I still like Victor Oladipo at 4,400. He's got 30 plus fantasy point upside, and he's just super cheap. So I like Victor Oladipo here versus the Boston Celtics. And if you're looking for another value play, you could take a look at PJ Tucker. Every once in a while, he'll put up a 30-plus fantasy point game like he did last game. He scored 36 fantasy points in 37 minutes. He's only $4,200 DraftKings salary. So he's projected at 21.4 fantasy points here tonight. So I like PJ Tucker as a value play here versus the Boston Celtics.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.